The vast Galactic Council chamber fell silent as Ambassador Lyria's hologram flickered before the assembly. Her green skin appeared paler than usual, and her long, white, wavy hair seemed to float in the zero-gravity environment of her ship. "Esteemed delegates," she began, her voice steady despite the fear in her eyes. "The Varaxian Empire has given us their final ultimatum. In 30 cycles they will return for our answer. Either we surrender our outer worlds, or they will destroy them all." Murmurs rippled through the chamber. The Varaxians were ruthless conquerors who had already decimated 3 star systems in the past year. Their technology far surpassed anything the Galactic Confederation possessed. High Counselor Zexor rose from his seat, his crystalline body reflecting the chamber's lights. "What options do our military advisors suggest?" Admiral Thorne, a veteran of the last 3 border skirmishes, stepped forward. "We've analyzed their attack patterns and technology. Our fleets would be obliterated within hours. Our shields cannot withstand their quantum disruptors." The chamber erupted in fearful voices. Some suggested immediate surrender to save lives. Others proposed evacuation of the threatened systems. None offered hope. It was Science Officer Mira who spoke next, her voice quiet, yet somehow cutting through the chaos. "There might be another option." The room fell silent once more. "Explain," commanded Zexor. Mira activated a holographic display of the galaxy. Most of it glowed with the blue light of charted, habitable space. But there were regions marked in red, the dead zones. For generations, we've avoided these sectors. Our probes return damaged or not at all. The conditions there are hellish: extreme gravity, toxic atmospheres, deadly radiation. We assumed nothing intelligent could survive there. She zoomed in on one particular system. But our long-range sensors have detected something peculiar. Energy signatures that suggest advanced civilization, not just survival but thriving societies, on worlds that should be impossible to inhabit. "You're suggesting we contact whatever lives in those hellscapes?" Admiral Thorne asked incredulously. "I'm suggesting," Mira replied, "that anything that can evolve and build civilizations in conditions that would kill any of us in minutes might have the strength and resilience to stand against the Varaxians." Ambassador Lyria stepped forward. "I volunteer to lead a diplomatic mission to the nearest dead zone. If there are beings there, perhaps they can help us. If not..." She left the sentence unfinished. The council debated furiously for hours. Some called it suicide. Others saw it as their only hope. In the end, desperation won. "You have 15 cycles," Zexor told Lyria. "Find these Deathworlders. Convince them to help us. Or when the Varaxians return, we will have no choice but to surrender." As Lyria's ship prepared for departure, she studied the star charts of the Forbidden Zone. What kind of beings could survive in such hellish conditions? Would they be monsters or saviors? And could she convince them to fight for strangers from gentle worlds? The future of billions now rested on finding allies in hell itself. Ambassador Lyria's ship emerged from hyperjump at the edge of the dead zone. Her crew of 6 specialists gathered around the main view screen, their expressions a mixture of fear and awe. "Scanning the 3rd planet now," announced Koro, her science officer. His tentacles danced across the control panel. "These readings can't be right. The gravity is nearly twice what any of us could tolerate. The atmosphere contains oxygen at levels that would be toxic to our systems. And the radiation?" He paused, adjusting his instruments. "The radiation alone would kill most of our species within hours." Yet on the view screen, the world below appeared deceptively beautiful. Blue oceans covered much of its surface. Green and brown land masses were dotted with white clouds. And across those continents, there were unmistakable signs of civilization, lights glowing on the night side, organized patterns of settlements, energy signatures indicating advanced technology. "How is this possible?" whispered Lyria. "Nothing should be able to survive down there, let alone build cities." "Ambassador," called Ilara, the communications officer. "We're picking up transmissions. Thousands of them. Different languages, various frequencies." Her 4 eyes widened suddenly. "They've detected us. Their military is tracking our position." Lyria felt her heart race. "Are they hostile?" "Unknown, but they're broadcasting directly to us now. I think they're trying to communicate. Can you translate?" Ilara worked frantically at her station. "Partially. They're using mathematical sequences as a foundation, universal constants. They're asking who we are and why we're here. Taking a deep breath, Lyria made the decision that would change galactic history. Send a response. Tell them we come in peace. Tell them we need help. The response came faster than expected. They want to meet us, Alara reported. But they're suggesting a rendezvous near their orbital station, not on their planet. They understand we can't survive their environment. On the view screen, a massive space station appeared, orbiting the Death World. It was an imposing structure clearly designed for both defense and diplomacy. Take us there, Lyria ordered, slowly. Keep shields at maximum, but weapons powered down. We need to appear non-threatening. As they approached, a new transmission came through, this time with visual. The screen flickered, and Lyria found herself face-to-face with a creature unlike any she had encountered. It stood upright on two legs, with two arms ending in five-fingered hands. Its skin was a pale, pinkish brown, its eyes forward-facing like a predator's. But what struck Lyria most was how normal it appeared despite evolving on such a hellish world. "Greetings," the being said in perfect galactic standard. "I am Commander Maya Chen of Earth Defense Force. Welcome to our system." "You speak our language?" Lyria managed, astonished. Commander Chen smiled, revealing flat white teeth. "We've been monitoring your transmissions for decades. We know about your Confederation, and about your problem with the Varaxians. Perhaps it's time we formally introduced ourselves to the galaxy." Aboard the massive human space station, Unity, Ambassador Lyria and Commander Chen sat across from each other in a specially prepared chamber. The air mixture had been adjusted to allow Lyria to breathe comfortably, though the gravity was still slightly stronger than she preferred. "Let me understand this correctly," Chen said, reviewing the data on her tablet. "These Varaxians have attacked 3 of your systems without provocation. They've demanded your surrender, and your military analysts believe you cannot win." Lyria nodded, her white hair falling across her green shoulders. "Their technology surpasses ours by at least a century. Their energy weapons cut through our strongest shields as if they weren't there." Chen's expression hardened. "We humans have a saying, the bully picks on those who won't fight back." She tapped her device, and a holographic display appeared between them, showing dozens of ship designs that looked nothing like the sleek vessels of the Confederation. These were angular, heavily armored, bristling with weapon systems. "Earth vessels are built differently," Chen explained. "Our planet has tried to kill us since we first evolved. Hurricanes, earthquakes, volcanoes, predators, we've faced extinction-level threats constantly. So we build our ships the same way we build everything, to survive the impossible." Lyria studied the designs with growing hope. "But the Varaxian disruptors—" "We've reviewed your technical data," Chen interrupted. "Their weapons rely on quantum field manipulation. Impressive, but not unbeatable. Our ships use layered defense systems, kinetic barriers, ablative armor, electronic countermeasures. We fight dirty because we had to learn how." Chen projected another image, this one showing 4 distinct species side by side. Humans were only one of them. When we first ventured beyond our system, we discovered we weren't the only Deathworlders out there. The Tarvek evolved on a high-gravity world with 3 times Earth's pull. The Nyx survive in radiation that would melt our bones, and the Sarkorians developed in an atmosphere that's practically acid to most species. Lyria stared in amazement. "You formed an alliance?" "The Deathworld Compact," Chen confirmed. "Species that evolved in hellish conditions, united by shared experiences. We trade technology, resources, and military support. And we've been watching the normal galaxy for decades, waiting for the right moment to introduce ourselves." "And you'll help us against the Varaxians?" Lyria asked, hardly daring to hope. Chen's smile was fierce. "The Compact has unanimously agreed. Not just because we dislike bullies, but because we need allies, too. The universe is vast and often hostile. An expanded alliance would benefit us all." She stood and extended her hand in the human gesture of agreement. "Ambassador Lyria, Earth, and the Deathworld Compact formally offer military assistance against the Varaxian threat. In return, we ask for diplomatic recognition and open trade once peace is secured." As Lyria took the human's hand, She marveled at how warm it felt despite evolving on such a cold and dangerous world. Commander Chen, on behalf of the Galactic Confederation, I gratefully accept your offer. The Varaxian flagship Dominance emerged from hyperspace at the coordinates where they had delivered their ultimatum 30 cycles earlier. Supreme Commander Krell stood on the bridge, his scaled skin gleaming under the harsh lights, mandibles clicking in anticipation. "Status report!" he demanded. "No Confederation vessels detected." "Supreme Commander," his tactical officer reported. "Only a small diplomatic shuttle awaits at the coordinates." Krell's inner eyelids flickered in amusement. "They've come to surrender as expected. Hail them." The view screen activated, showing Ambassador Lyria. Her expression was surprisingly calm for one about to surrender her people's freedom. "Ambassador," Krell began, "I trust you bring the Confederation's unconditional surrender." "Actually," Lyria replied, "I bring our response. We decline your ultimatum." Krell's mandibles clicked rapidly in surprise, then anger. "You condemn your people to destruction! Our fleet stands ready to—" "Your fleet is already surrounded," Lyria interrupted. Before Krell could respond, his tactical officer shouted in alarm. "Supreme Commander! Multiple signatures appearing all around us!" The void around the Varaxian fleet suddenly filled with ships, unlike any they had encountered before. Bulky, heavily armored vessels that resembled mobile fortresses more than sleek warships. They had appeared seemingly from nowhere, their stealth systems rendering them invisible until they chose to be seen. "Impossible," whispered Krell. "No, stealth technology could hide an entire fleet from our sensors." "Your sensors weren't designed to detect ships built to survive. Inside gas giants or solar flares," Lyria explained. "Allow me to introduce our new allies." The screen split to show Commander Chen standing beside Lyria. "I am Commander Maya Chen of the Earth Defense Force," she stated calmly. "The Deathworld Compact stands with the Galactic Confederation. You have one opportunity to withdraw your forces and negotiate peace. Otherwise, you will experience firsthand how species that evolved on worlds designed to kill them choose to wage war." Krell's rage overcame his shock. "You dare threaten the Varaxian Empire? Open fire! Destroy them all!" The Varaxian ships launched their dreaded quantum disruptors, energy beams that had shredded Confederation shields in previous encounters. But against the Deathworlder vessels, something unexpected happened. The beams dissipated against layered defenses, or were deflected entirely, and then the Deathworlders responded. Human vessels launched kinetic weapons that accelerated to near-relativistic speeds. Tarvek ships released gravity bombs that created localized distortion fields. Nyx cruisers fired radiation pulses that overloaded Varaxian systems. And Sarkonian carriers deployed swarms of fighter craft piloted by beings who considered high-G maneuvers exhilarating rather than deadly. On the Dominance's bridge, alarms blared as systems failed across the fleet. 30% of our vessels disabled or destroyed," reported the tactical officer, mandibles trembling. "Our shields cannot withstand their combined assault methods." One solar cycle after what became known as the Battle of Ultimatum, the Galactic Council chamber was more crowded than ever before. For the first time, representatives from Earth and the other Deathworld Compact species sat alongside Confederation delegates. High Counselor Zexor stood at the central podium, his crystalline form glittering as he addressed the assembly. "Today marks a historic moment. The peace treaty with the Varaxian Empire has been ratified. Their expansion has been halted, and they have agreed to return the systems they conquered." Applause echoed through the chamber. The Varaxian defeat had been swift and decisive. After losing half their fleet in the initial engagement, they had retreated to their borders and eventually sued for peace. Confronted with military technology they could neither match nor counter. "But today we celebrate more than just victory," Zexor continued. "Today we welcome new friends to our galactic family." Commander Chen, now promoted to Admiral, stepped forward alongside representatives from the other Deathworld species, the towering, dense-muscled Tarvek, the shimmering, radiation-resistant Nyx, and the environment-suited Sarkorians. "For too long," Chen began, "we believed ourselves alone in a hostile universe. We evolved on worlds that tried to kill us daily, developing technologies and adaptations to survive. We watched your peaceful confederation from afar, uncertain if we would be welcomed or feared. She glanced at Ambassador Lyria, whose green skin contrasted beautifully with her flowing white hair. It took courage for Ambassador Lyria to seek help from the unknown. That courage has forged a bond between our peoples that transcends our different evolutionary paths. The Tarvek representative, General Borka, spoke next, his deep voice resonating through the chamber. The Deathworld Compact brings strength to this alliance, but the Confederation brings wisdom, diplomacy, and a vision of peace that we admire. Together we create balance. Lyria stepped forward to stand beside them. We once feared what might evolve in the harsh environments of the dead zones. We called them death worlds because we couldn't imagine life thriving there. But we were wrong. These worlds didn't create monsters. They forged survivors. Beings who understand that cooperation often means the difference between life and death. The chamber erupted in applause as the formal Treaty of Alliance was signed. The galaxy had been transformed. The gentle species of the Confederation now had protectors, while the hardened Deathworlders had found a larger community that valued peace over conflict. As the ceremony concluded, Admiral Chen approached Ambassador Lyria privately. "Your courage changed everything," she said. "Coming to us, a completely unknown species, when your people faced extinction." Lyria smiled. "And yours, for answering our call when you could have remained hidden and safe." "Safe?" Chen laughed. "That's not a concept Deathworlders understand. Life is risk. The only choice is which risks are worth taking." She looked out at the assembled delegates, now mingling freely. This one definitely was. Together they watched as the dawn of a new galactic era unfolded before them. The Deathworlders had arrived, and reality had indeed shattered, but what emerged was stronger than what had come before.